Grand Chief Right Honorable Michael Thomas Somare to stand before us for the last time to make his farewell speech to this Parliament and to the people of Papua New Guinea. Grand Chief Sir Michael Thomas Somare.
I'm sorry, Mr. Speaker. I have to apologize due to the printing problem we have in Parliament. I could not get the papers in time to present, but if I can put it on the Hansard later, my statement to National Parliament and to the people of Papua New Guinea. And therefore, I'll now start with my statement. All I want to say is that it has been a great privilege for someone like me to be able to stand up in a distinguished foyer like this Parliament. And it's distinguished when I say this. It was in this very Parliament when we adopt the Constitution of Papua New Guinea was adopted. By that I mean that it was through this process of parliamentary system we adopt the Constitution of Papua New Guinea. And it is very important for all of us. As I am going out, making my way out, I had the privilege of serving people of Papua New Guinea as a member for ECP with all parliaments since they elected me in 1968. I've not missed one. And I want to say this, and I want this one to go on the record, to former clerks of Parliament, former speakers of Parliament, parliamentary whips, councils, fellow members of Parliament today, and parliamentary staff, the beloved Papua New Guinea, here in our Parliament and elsewhere in our land and overseas. Today, I stand here as an optimistic Papua New Guinean, proud of many accomplishments as a nation. We progress through many waves and changes in the world. We survived our own bad decisions. We have united at times when the world thought it was not possible to do so. We must be thankful, and we must always count our blessings. In my lifetime, I witnessed the end of World War II in 1942. I was only 6 years old. I remember being taught Japanese in a school run by old Captain Shibata in my own village. I remember being carried out as a child in the mangrove among bombs and crossfires between enemies. Sir, my father was Ludwig Sana Somare, was a policeman who allowed me to progress with some education. I was competitive. I studied all the way into the secondary school, and I was awarded a scholarship by the Australian government at the time to come to Administrative Staff College. By then, I have left. I became a school teacher first, but I had to go back to school again, Mr. Speaker. I fulfilled scholarship, and I decided political ambition was my choice. During 1950s, we were all officially launched as natives, native people. I was a teenager attending school, learning about the history of the world throughout Western eyes. At the time, I began to understand the importance of defining our own history. I became a school teacher and later on a radio announcer, where I had the chance to tell our story as indigenous people of this country. During the time, I was not referred to by my name. Instead, I was given a serious number in Australian colonial territory where I once held an Australian passport, we had a few rights and our opinions were given to us. Mr. Speaker, many things have changed, and I hope that in 100 years from now on, Papua New Guinea will realize the importance of being an independent country. I know that if we were free to decide ourselves, our people could participate in the process of development and democracy, and that I would suit our culture and our ways of being. Today, many issues remain prominent. Our land is still our pride. Our languages, our customs remain distinct, and our innate sense of families, ties and kinships, networks, underpins the democracy that keeps this system from collapsing. In my lifetime, we went through being secret indigenous political activities in the Bully Beef Club to being members of our first House of Assembly, In this time, in this lifetime, we were being Australian subjects to become Papua New Guinea citizens. Before becoming Papua New Guinea citizens, we moved from being self-governing to gaining full independence. Many observers did not think we could do it. I always felt they were wrong. I refused to hear that. We were natives. We were not capable of doing anything. But we showed to them we did. Yeah. We can. We moved from being self-governing Papua New Guinea to gaining full independence. Many observers did not think we could do it. As I said to you, I always felt they were wrong. I refused to hear that we were the natives who were not capable of being ready. But in my heart, we are always ready. Papua New Guineans are very capable people. I still believe that. I was not one to be fearful. I was not good at telling lies to my people, and not good, and nor could I lie to colonizers. So I was always in trouble, sir. Because solito I'm cheeky man, a bigot man, and no one wants to listen to me. I went to my old school, Dragahafen. That's why I learned the tricks. I have reflected on this day often. I must admit that I did not want to imagine my life outside of this institution. Mr. Speaker, there are many things I want to say, but in the interest of time, I will only allow a few words, as it is not for me to say goodbye to you all. I choose a life of challenges. I choose a life of challenges and service to my people. I have always respected the true meaning of public service. So I leave my professional career that way. I started as a teacher, and later on I became an information officer. I was lucky enough to be radio broadcaster, and they gave me the platform to convince a territory that we must become a country, not dependent country, but self-governing country. I've had my share of political activism. I have always had my share of great power and great responsibility. I did not know that today would feel like to say my last farewell to all this mighty house and this institution that the higher help with my colleagues gone. We help to build this institution and this house that deliver on these many promises we had for our people even over the years. From 1984, when we moved to this Parliament House, that was part of a gift of Australian government. We had also moved into an era of change where we would decide for ourselves and the future of this country. We experienced political instability and sometimes turmoil. I've had my share of political challenges and the turmoils, and I benefited from a concentration of political support. I'm grateful, and I feel blessed. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It is on this very floor that we dreamed of a future. We regularly came together as MPs to support bills that became law. It is our conference rooms where here that I spearheaded many press conferences, sharing good news with my people, and many times I was forceful to share bad news with them as well. It is the floor of this Parliament that decided my fate as a leader throughout my career. I have sat on both sides of this Parliament, in government as a leader and the opposition as the leader of opposition. In my in fact, my two brothers and lifelong peers, Sir Julius and Pius Wingti, both forced me to become the opposition leader when I was quite happy as a Prime Minister. After two successful votes of no conferences that I lost on this very floor of Parliament. When I was a young man, I imagined that I thought hard enough and I spoke loud enough, or if I protested against colonial masters, that was my dream for this land, and our people would come to life. I am glad to say that my battles were not in vain. Sir, we once prospered with proceeds from agriculture. Then we managed to benefit from proceeds from our mineral riches. But all this time we propose to become, because we work together. We believe in our individuality, we yet practice national unity, and I'm proud to be called the father of the nation. Even though many of you refer to me as young fella, I walk assisted by walking stick at these long parliamentary halls, and I used to be able to walk briskly around no longer have the same appeal as before. Mr. Speaker, when a candidate goes to the people and asks for electoral support, they are asking to be placed legitimately in the Great House. These aspiring leaders are asking for their people to let them become legislators who propose bills for passage into law. They are not asking to be public figures, managers, or guardians of public funds. They are asking their people to give them the mandate to provide good and services to them. Sir, we must remember that when we sworn on to the Bible at the Government House or here in front of your chair, we are elected, that we are promising our servants, we are promising that we are servants of our people. It is important to be fit and healthy in this House to know this importance of parliamentary system and operations. When I look back, I wish for Parliamentary Accounts Committee role to be reviewed. I wondered about bipartisan, that the old days when opposition and government combine and on issues of national importance. I hope the Hansards will be recorded daily when Parliament is in session. I pray that members of Parliament will always be present in this House when Parliament is in session to provide quorum as our people's development needs are challenges. Challenges can be assessed and improved based on available resources. Mr. Speaker, this Parliament is the 9th Parliament. There will be 10th one. And Parliament will continue to operate long after I'm gone. But this will only happen if we let the rules and determine our behavior. We must allow the legislature to mature according to the strict rules and tradition behind the defined parliamentary standing orders. Standing orders must be only Bible on this House. Standing orders are only Bible in this House, and it must be followed. The Westminster system of government that we adopted, inherited at the independence, providing the principles of valuable tradition of separation of powers that guarantees independent among our core constitutions of state. So these institutions are legislature, which is Parliament, executive, which is Cabinet and the public service, the judiciary, which is our courts. Mr. Speaker, I am parting with wish for new leaders and those of you who will be returned. I want each one of you to learn that the Westminster system of government is designed to achieve our aims. Democracy is a framework and practices that must complement each other. This is not a new concept. Sir, I want you to learn the importance of separation of powers. You must also allow the role of courts to set the procedures. The rules is also to build case laws. By this requires citizens of aggrieved to this case when civil or criminal breaches occur in our society. To members of Parliament, we must all learn that the role of Parliament is what the role of Parliament is. This is a law-making body today. We also enact laws here. So the separation of powers, separations must be clear as you will contest for seats in the House, next House Assembly, which is a few weeks' time, which is coming. Once you are here, you will not have a handbook to guide your plans or your property priorities. It is up to you to learn the rules and respect them throughout your parliamentary term in Parliament. You must also honor the rule of customs and those traditions. Those traditions of our Christian faith are equally important. From 2002, when economists and technocrats, experts modeled our economy on the benefits that could be derived from our people, we trusted that the system would process our intentions through the various policies and legislative frameworks that we have commissioned. Mr. Speaker, at this time, I want our institutions to be strong enough to handle the amount of money we were going to make from the sale of our soil and our gas, our oil and our gas. In my time, democracy and technical advice of qualified public servants who lead our departments, determine all my public policy decisions. Sir, I want investors to come here and again to this land of riches. I know we need the political will to translate the political stability. We want to create a safe regulatory environment for foreigners, foreign investors, but even for, more importantly, sir, Papua New Guineans to enjoy the benefit of the riches of this country. People will say that we are not a rich country, but our country is a very rich country. And it is for us to unite together, to sit together here, make decisions that will enable our people to progress further. We may be fourth generation. I may be fourth generation politician, but in future lies in your good hands. In the event that in the years between 2002 to 2011, we worked hard to bring the budget to surplus. We ensured that the foreign reserves were topped up as we made sure that earnings and import were balanced with the need to keep our currency and exchange rate beyond realistic, so that the cost of living proceeds would not exceed the ability of Papua New Guinean families to live with dignity. Policies are a way of future of Papua New Guinea. We must rely on the rules and we must always work to improve them. Our political party system requires reform so that our party reflects the challenges and needs of our people. Political parties must plan the priorities, the needs of our people, Papua New Guineans. First is their priority. This will translate to service delivery and institutional capacity and governance. Law and order will benefit from the rules, and public tenders and other social standards will improve if we honor and worship rules of our adopted system as we honor and worship our Christian principles in Papua New Guinea. Sir, as I say, there are many things to discuss here today. I bid you all farewell and say this. I've been a man of principle, rules and determine my conduct through my life. I am blessed with a woman who has been my friend, for my guide, and my guide since we were both young together. We have 6 children who trust in us because we believe that trust be respecting them as they were growing up. We have grandchildren who we think of when we make private and public decisions. I hope Papua New Guineans will find their own way to live and trust and care for their families, family units. I trust that to do that my whole life, I think my family can be very proud of. To this generation of Papua New Guineans, that belief is me. I thank you all for your love and affection, for your care and protection in my lifetime. I gave my best years in this country, and I gave my best years in this country, and I serve as a politician. And I hope you will each find the grace to continue our dream of our great nation, Papua New Guinea. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.